You know, January 6th changed so much for so many people. It was the largest attack in more than 200 years on the Capitol, dating all the way back to the War of 1812 when the British were here in Washington. But it changed so much, perhaps nothing more than the sense of security for the people who work here and for the families of those who work here. Let's bring in WSA 9 Chief Investigative Reporter Flack now, who has tirelessly pursued all of the criminal charges against everyone involved in this insurrection since January 6th. But I know, Eric, we're not talking about that right now. We are talking about the people who you've spoken with, who work in this building and near this building, who are neighbors to the Capitol, and what they've endured the past year and how they continue to have to endure those feelings of what happened that day.
Hey Longo, it's been a tough year for a lot of people who work here on the Hill, some for months, some for years before January 6, 2021. And many of them tell me that in the last 12 months after the Capitol riot, their threat level has only increased.
It was the best job that I ever had.
After more than a decade working as a congressional staff member on Capitol Hill, Rich Luchette resigned the position he once loved 6 months after surviving the Capitol riot. Luchette was trapped in his office for 12 hours as insurrectionists led their assault on the U.S. Capitol.
What did you have the toughest time dealing with?
Just the anxiety that I noticed perking up in the days that followed. I remember there was one night specifically, I was in my apartment building. I had gone to sleep around 11 or 12 at night, and I had some neighbors who were throwing a party, and I got woken up. And, you know, I was sort of in that half awake, half asleep phase where you don't really know what's going on. And in my brain, the first thought that I had was, are there Proud Boys assembling outside? And when I realized that it was going to be something that would stick with me for a while.
Zoe Bluffstone, a communications director from Portland, has felt some of those same unsettling feelings in the 12 months since January 6th.
It's sort of a shadow that can sneak up on you. It's sort of punctuated by some of the security threats that we've had recently.
In April, a U.S. Capitol police officer was killed when a knife-wielding man plowed his car into officers standing in front of a barricade protecting a Capitol entrance. Then, in August, a Trump supporter angry at President Joe Biden live-streamed himself parked outside the Library of Congress, claiming his pickup truck was wired with explosives. Law enforcement eventually figured out he was lying, but only after a tense, hours-long standoff with police. And all the stress has taken a toll on U.S. Capitol police officers, too. The department tells WUSA 9 more than 100 U.S. Capitol police officers left the force in 2021, a big jump over the previous year. All this as the department says the number of threats being made against members of Congress or the Capitol has soared to about 9,600 in the 12 months since the Capitol riot. Still, Bluffstone remains committed to staying at her job on the Hill.
Will this ever get back to normal here on the Hill?
I'm not 100% sure it will become normal, and I almost don't want us to be, because if we become lax, I feel like it will be a target.
One of the really compelling things that Bluffstone told me was that, you know, she's a staffer. One of her responsibilities is working with other staffers, often on the other side of the aisle, to make things happen in Congress, to get things accomplished. In these days, she's now working with people on the other side of the aisle who often minimize what happened here on January 6th, or work for congressmen or senators who do the same. She said that's really a block to building the trust that everybody needs up here to get things done.